It's like every plant, every flower, every tree requires the proper conditions to grow. You take a cactus and you put it in the Amazon, those are not the proper conditions, and vice versa. If you take a rubber tree from Brazil and you put it in the, in the desert, it's not going to grow. But all things
You're,
what's happening is can you hear me?
you broke up for a second there. After you said, you put a cactus in a different environment, it's not going to grow. But then,
Yeah, yeah. I just think that that's like I think the opportunity that all of the madness that we're seeing. What happens when, and I'm not I just know certain shit I see is not right, right?
hmm
Um, and you just start realizing, and I talked about this on some of my previous records, where it's like, this is like the lobbying system. That alone is like it's like a structural, it's like a completely, I mean, it's like a due process for illegal activity.
yeah,
It's like, let me just pay
I,
down
I
what
like
I
to
want to see.
call it legalized bribery because like in other
Bruh.
countries and in Western countries we look at like places like India, Pakistan, we say, oh, they have bribery there,
Mm,
and we look at that, but then we have systematized bribery. And it's
mm.
seemingly on paper, it's on the record, but even then, there's a structure of like shadow donations through a super PAC system where like uh, people don't actually have to like release their names within the existing FEC structure to reveal that they've given hundreds of millions of dollars in certain instances to candidates.
Yeah, you gotta follow a paper trail, and it's this shell company under this shell conglomerate under this shell thing, and by the time you get, I mean, it's affecting, and then I think about like how much of that is involved in now, and really fueling pretty much like world war, and like all these satellite wars that like are representative of these vested interests to basically generate industry and to generate in like this whole fucking Ponzi scheme of an economy. It's just like what the fuck. So I think that was why I was like, man, I just fuck with this like I don't know how yet, except for subtly to interject like the way that I feel about things that I'm seeing. But to answer your question, like I think looking at your work and a few homies that I'm just like, man, I'm just like thank you, like thank you for doing that and saying what needs to be said. That's why I was like, yo, would you be
Yeah,
down to just kind of jump on? So thanks, man.
yeah,
I want to pull up. I want to pull up.
yeah. So we're gonna link up tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a local LA legends from LA Taco pull up with us as well.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to like a Mexican restaurant, and these guys are amazing. They are an award-winning street level. They're an award-winning street level journalism operation in Los Angeles. And initially, they started covering food, news, culture. They call it in the taco lifestyle. But because there was an immediate demand for all of the injustices that were taking place in Los Angeles, they basically became like an activist organization at the same time. Like they went from
Right.
reviewing tacos to being like community organizers, and now
Yeah.
they do video coverage from protests and stuff like that. They're super tapped in. And we'll get to talk to them about like the ice raids that are taking place in LA as well, because like um, I think it was Amy Cesar that said fascism is colonialism turned inward. So the violence that you see in places like Gaza, Congo,
Mhm.
Sudan, the
Mhm.
unequal extraction of natural resource from all these places, and the permanent war
Mhm.
that these people are consistently experiencing by unimaginably powerful forces like the American government,
Come on.
that
Come
also
on.
ends up turning around and affecting Americans as well, our neighbors as well here in the United States. And one version of that obviously is like all of the ice raids that have been taking place, and it's kind of
Right.
crazy that it just feels like I'm glad that there are artists like yourself out there who want to
Mm.
who want to say more and do more, just like the LA Taco guys. Like
Come on.
they went from being taco reviewers to doing street journalism, you know?
Right. One taco at a time type shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just
Listen,
funny,
whatever
like
it takes, though, man.
yeah,
That's
but
it.
it but
For
I
everyone that's
always
just joining, we're not debating. We're like super, we're aligned in like a lot of ways.
yeah,
This was
yeah,
like
yeah.
Hassan was down to jump on, and I think it's more so me just trying to figure out my way, to help however I can, because I think there's a lot of shit we're all really angry about. And Hassan is one of those people, and I'm just like, man, he's doing it every day, all day, and like calling attention to like what is being done in this world that's not right. And look, I know that there was a time where people believed in getting together and congregating and standing up for things in numbers, and now it just feels really it's just I feel like we're being bombarded by so many distractions that it's
Yeah.
hard to focus on any one thing. So this is
Yeah,
this was kind of like, yeah, wanting to introduce everyone, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, no, I feel you. I really appreciate it. And also I will say that there is still a lot of solidarity though. Like there are still a lot of people who are taking to the streets. Like I went to the ICE protests that took
Hmm.
place, and when you got other journalists that are standing behind the police line, I like to show the experience from the citizens' perspective. And
Hmm.
I'm in front of the police line on the opposite side alongside the protesters, and we got shot at. We got pepper sprayed, tear
Hmm.
gas, all that fun stuff. But one thing that I
Hmm.
experienced in that was that there was a feeling of safety being surrounded by other like-minded people who also know right from wrong. So there's a lot of solidarity out there still, and I think
Hmm.
people are recognizing that uh, the systems that we take for granted that we think are going to protect us are very clearly failing us. So we
Hmm.
just have one another to be able to do things to make our demands
That's it.
and to make sure that the government listens to what we have to say.
Shit. I'm Superman. I know it's late for some people, but Hassan, I know you like Hassan thought you got your shit going. So thanks for jumping on. I know this
Oh,
isn't
of
like
course.
you're
Yeah, I didn't
like
want to interrupt you. I didn't even want to interrupt the music.
hell no, but I think no, it's perfect. Honestly, the music has it's coded in this way where these things are just subtly in there, and I feel like it's just it's an opportunity to have these conversations. So I really appreciate it, man. And I know you're super busy, so
Hell yeah.
let's get
Well,
a
thanks
taco
for having.
tomorrow. Let's
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's close to my bedtime already. I go to sleep super early. I go to sleep at like 10. So
trust. I
yeah.
understand. Thank you, man. Thank
All
you.
right.
And then I'll see you mañana, man.
All right. Peace.
All right.
Thanks
Thank
for
you, brother.
having me.
Salud. No, thanks, man.
Bye.
Salud. Salud, salud, salud. I don't know how to do the rest of this, guys, but that shit was cool as fuck. Uh, I really am a fan. Like I'm really appreciative of people who are actually saying what they believe out here, especially when it's like humanity. It's like not even about politics. It's about humanity. Um, shit. Should I play one more? Because we didn't really listen to the. We're gonna do one more at least, just for everybody who stayed. This one is called El Pleito. I wrote this song with my two cousins, Victor and Vince. Um, this is like the most I've written in Spanish. Let's see if I can catch this. Oh no. We'll come out of the last record called Trigger. Let's turn the lights back down. Are you happy now? You know I feel like shit. I know it sounds underwater. Let's see. All right. How about now? Big top, top back. Sorry about the quality, guys. I'm gonna figure this out for next time. Much better. The song is called El Pleito. El Pleito. What's up, Mark? What's up, Primo? I miss you, Preem. Que mollanta humo sigue. Blanco verde, dame los dos. Y ya me siguen mis errores. Como mi sombra. Tras del tiempo te dice. Y conozco la casa de Milana. Plata y plomo. Dame los dos. Hey. In my feelings, I might go dark. Way too much and it's 99. People like you speaking out, I'm like, man, that's the kind of, I think speaking out is super important right now. And I think that's just
Yeah.
the core of it. It's like, nah, some things are no longer acceptable, whether it's external or internal, so yeah. It's like,
Do you feel like a lot of artists? No, I do know what you're saying. It's something that I get very
mm,
frustrated about in general. But do you feel like there's a lot of artists who are just like scared to say how they feel, partially because they're worried that like people are going to say you're wrong about this, and then also partially because there's a lot of pressure from companies in general, like corporations that seemingly want to play ball with the Trump administration, and they're willing to cast aside the previous political opinions of the political positions that they
mm,
seemingly adopted. Like the example I always think of is like Target trying to posture as though they care about queer people by being like pro
right,
LGBT, but
right.
then as soon as there's any kind of backlash, they're like, oh, actually, we didn't give a shit about them at all. It was nothing, and just dropping that like a bad habit. Um,
No, that's just like all marketing. The same thing
yeah,
happened during COVID, during, protests
yeah,
when Floyd was murdered right in front of us. I mean, everybody jumped on the bandwagon on
yeah,
support of Black initiatives, and everybody wants to be down for the cause. And then you kind of find out, that shit just fizzled right out after
yeah.
it wasn't a marketing benefit, or it didn't really work as a marketing thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that's the question, is like, what